自從踏入2024年以嚟，全球各地持續出現破紀錄嘅颱風、暴雨同埋洪水，一直沒完沒了。2024年10月18日，一場史詩級風暴席捲日華牧師曾經留學嘅加拿大卑詩省，百年一遇嘅暴雨導致多地陷入癱瘓，大批居民被迫撤離，甚至宣佈進入緊急狀態。超級風暴襲擊卑詩省南海岸之前，溫哥華已經發布疏散令。大溫地區、菲沙河谷同埋卑詩省南部海岸經歷咗本季第一道大氣河流，部分地區降雨量達到90至到150毫米。卑詩渡輪部分航線取消，多處道路水浸。超級風暴造成停電、洪水泛濫、交通延誤，甚至沖走汽車同埋房屋，造成人員傷亡。溫哥華國際機場錄得34.2毫米降雨量，創係1940年以嚟單日最高紀錄。道路水浸，車輛拋錨，多條主要幹道因為交通事故而擁堵。環境部氣象專家摩根蘇表示，蘭里錄得超過117.4毫米降雨量，打破歷史紀錄。溫哥華單日最高降雨量紀錄為122.7毫米，發生於1900年3月9日。近年單日最高降雨量為67.1毫米，記錄於2018年12月13日。
When you live on the water, fears of flooding normally come from the ocean, but not in Deep Cove. The skies have now cleared, leaving the damage on full display. 6 homes still under evacuation order as rainwater swelled creeks, sending water gushing down slopes and into now badly damaged houses.
What preliminary reports are is that we exceeded a 1 in a 100-year rate for the rainfall in a certain amount of time. So it came very quickly, which, as you can imagine, overwhelmed a lot of the systems that are designed to take the water away.
According to Environment and Climate Change Canada, nearby West Van saw 203 millimeters of rain over the weekend. It was the area's 3rd wettest day ever. But this wasn't the first time the North Shore has been hit, and hit hard. This was the scene a decade ago when a similar storm caused drain systems to fail, flooding homes and a school. After those floods in 2014, the province, feds, and district put forward $2.5 million in funding to make areas in Deep Cove and Lynn Valley more resilient. But that wasn't enough to prevent the devastating flooding that ripped through here over the weekend. That work included culvert replacements, debris basin upgrades, and inlet protection along major waterways. But as climate change makes extreme weather more common, there are questions of whether steep areas crisscrossed by creeks are resilient enough.
Well, as we enter into the recovery phase, we are going to be looking at lessons that we've learned from this event, with it being, again, preliminarily reported as in excess of a 1 in a 100-year event. We need to see if that is shifting our new normal, and looking at then what does that mean in terms of preparation for future events.
Early in storm season, a reminder of how powerful the force of water can be.
大溫地區多處傳出洪水災情，主要道路被淹沒。北溫深灣嘅洪水如同河流一樣流經住宅區。溫哥華第21街與皇后大道一帶亦都出現湍急水流，山泥傾瀉更加封鎖咗主要道路。前所未見嘅暴雨引發山洪暴發，2尺高嘅巨石被沖走，護土牆亦都被沖毀。加拿大環境部警告，河流同埋小溪水位上漲，沿岸地區可能出現洪水泛濫。傾盆大雨可能導致山洪暴發同埋道路淹浸，低洼地區可能出現局部洪災。列治文有華人商場被淹，民眾互傳信息提醒好友唔好前往。
In the Fraser Valley, nearly a dozen homes have been badly damaged by flooding. As much as 5 feet of water came in. And as people clean up the mess, some blame highway construction.
What is now dry and open This area of 264th in the township of Langley was anything but over the weekend.
As you can see, we've got a bit of a flood going on here.
Residents reporting from outside as the atmospheric river swept through with a record-breaking 117 millimeters of rain, causing a nearby stream to overflow.
They've condemned the house because the water got so high.
Gog and Gill estimating damages into the hundreds of thousands as they now try to clean up the mess.
It wasn't a problem in the past. This year, as we saw the water levels rise, we were kind of confused and concerned. And then after that, we realized, oh, okay, this is going to become a bigger problem.
And they're not alone.
We didn't expect the water to rise the way it did here.
Kevin Fleet's property was submerged in the flood, the most severe he's seen while living in the area.
破紀錄嘅暴雨襲擊咗高貴林市，部分地區24小時內降雨量高達200毫米，導致大面積洪水泛濫，雨水系統不堪負荷。週末暴風雨期間，甘迺迪湖降雨量達到317毫米，托菲洛降雨量達到218毫米。卑詩省對大溫哥華地區嘅高貴林河同埋溫哥華島西南部嘅水道發布洪水警報。風暴導致多處道路被淹，6300戶停電，渡輪停航。無情洪水更造成至少2人死亡，另外2人失蹤，數十人受傷。
Matthew Atchison is left frustrated as he cleans up what is left of his house after last week's atmospheric river caused massive damage to his basement. He says between 2 to 3 feet of water flooded through his property on Port Coquitlam's Coast Meridian Road. Atchison says this is the second devastating flood event he's experienced in 4 years.
Here was the final catchment, so you can come see how much mud there is in this room.
Ripped out carpet, floorboards, and damaged drywall. His basement was the site of his partner's thriving daycare, now on hold after 10 years of operation while it waits for repairs.
It's completely gutted, it's full of mud, and we're looking to demolish all the fresh repairs that were done 4 years ago.
Atchison, who lives near Hyde Creek, says the nearby culvert is too small to deal with large amounts of stormwater. This was the site of Hyde Creek on Saturday.
Is it viable for us to be here? Who would buy this house? Who would buy this house? If we sell this house, we're going to take a massive, massive loss. If we stay here, we're going to go through this again.
Mud, debris, and toppled trees have buried Coquitlam's Quarry Road. The historic rains long gone, but streams of water still pour down the mountainside. Household items, from clothes to suitcases to books, littered throughout the forest.
Yeah, this is kind of a shocker. You know, I thought it was a small slide, but this thing just wiped the house right out.
That house used to sit here. During the downpour, a mudslide ripped it from its foundation on Saturday. Search and rescue crews spent the next 2 days searching for the homeowner. Police confirmed her body was found Sunday night, 300 meters away from where the home was.
It's devastating. I mean, it's like somebody died here.
Jim Millington knew the victim, who has since been identified by friends, loved ones, and the school district as 57-year-old Sonia McIntyre, a beloved teacher at Port Moody's Aspenwood Elementary.
She taught there for, I think, 15 or 20 years. Very well-respected school teacher. When you know somebody you know and has passed away, like in such a tragic way, I mean, it shocks you.
The school district says supports are in place for students as they mourn the loss of a beloved teacher. Meanwhile, north of the slide, residents are now cut off from the community and without power. Police and city crews spent the afternoon checking on residents.
So we have approximately 15 households that currently do not have egress out of their homes because the roadway is still blocked. So crews are actively working to repair the stream flow and remove the debris from that location.
There's no timeline on when this destructive slide will be cleaned up. City officials say they can get supplies to residents on the other side by foot or by boat.
2024年遍地頻繁出現嘅毀滅性洪水，無疑係神對末世嘅審判，因為世人冇尋求神給予呢個時代嘅救贖。2012榮耀盼望信息。